Hello, this is Mike from Nashville, Tennessee. Just thought I'd do a little video here on my Mustangs, Fender Mustangs. I think Fender is absolutely my favorite brand, I would say. I grew up kind of near the Fender factory, original factory, near Fullerton, California. And, you know, I knew where Leo Fender's shop is down on Commonwealth and Harbor Boulevard. It was there. He had a little radio store. And I know where his factory is actually now in a parking garage that they built. It's a parking garage that says, you know, this was the original site of the Fender factory. And it's by the old spaghetti factory and near a bar called the Slider Bar in Fullerton, California. And the train station's right there too. So anyhow, but there's, you know, Fender is amazing. You know, if you notice, you know, they seem to be going pretty strong and they don't have a lot of the problems. I know the other guys, there's another guitar company now that has financial issues and whatnot. And I think Fender's always got it right. And the funny thing is they never had a patent on these models, so anybody can make a Telecaster body or a Stratocaster body. They didn't do the patent. They didn't create a patent. So that's why they're, you know, a lot of different brands will make a version of the Strat, just like the new Paul Reed Smith, John Mayer Strat from Paul Reed Smith. They can do that because there's no patent protecting. But anyhow, so that's another story. So this is just a collection here, a good mix of the Mustangs. And I think this is a part of the Fender success story here, is that they release these every few years, you know, and of various different types. You know, the P90 style, you have the Pawnshop series that came out in 2012, that model there. The Sunburst one here, this has the wide range pickups. Then you have like kind of the surf rock style with the Jaguar pickups and the switching that looks like a Jaguar switching, even though it's just turning on those pickups. Then of course Kurt Cobain, Kurt Cobain has sold a lot of Mustangs, I'd say, including this one here. This is we might as well start with this. I did a video on it. This is the Fender Kurt Cobain, obviously. He has the Seymour Duncan there, and it has the Mustang switching. The common thing I always find with all the Mustangs is the necks are always super nice. Even on the very last one, the $150 Squire, even that one for a cheapy guitar, it's great. Even the neck and the feel and the body, you know, a lot of times big guys don't look good playing these because they look tiny. You know, the guitar looks like a tiny guitar. Hence, I think why Kurt liked him, because he's kind of a little guy. Kind of like John Lennon, actually. John Lennon played the 325 Rickenbacker, and you know, because he's a little guy. But that's, you know, kind of detouring off this topic here. So anyway, so this is the Kurt Cobain. This here's the Fender Cyclone. Cyclone 2, actually. They have a Cyclone and a Cyclone 2. This has 3 USA Jaguar pickups. It comes in red as well with a racing stripe. And these came out early 2000s, I think. This was a 2001, maybe 2002. And this actually has the 60th anniversary there. Just a beautiful guitar. The necks are always great. The body shape is great. Some of them have the contour. This has a contour right there, belly contour. Let's see if the Kurt Cobain doesn't. Oh, it does, actually. So it's not so vintage style, I guess you could say. Like, you know, typically, we'll get to that in a minute, but that's the actual 1965 right there. This is another one here, the Mustang Pawnshop series that came out in 2011, 2012. You know, a lot of people love the Japanese version. This is the made in Mexico. I like the made in Mexico, is fine. I mean, I'm sure the Japanese is amazing. They make amazing stuff and the quality is amazing. This has the Mustang switching, and they try to do some fun stuff. If you recall the Pawnshop series, if you want to look it up, they try to do some fun stuff with, you know, the different models. They mix and match different things. So they put wide range pickups on the Mustang, and, you know, kept the switching the same. They're not really doing this. A lot of the reissues of the Mustangs are not really doing the switching anymore. They're just doing kind of almost duosonic type of switching, where it's just a 3-way switch. So this is a really unique guitar here, because those wide range pickups there don't sound like any of these pickups. None of them. I mean, even the single coil, when you put it to single coil or humbucker, and then you can do in phase, out of phase. So that kind of makes the mids drop or go back up. So it sounds a little different, but really you get really amazing clarity on all these, I'd say, but especially this one here. You get some good clarity with even with the humbucker active. I really like the sound of just the humbucker and the bridge. And it's really, you know, they're wide range. It's a good balance. I have a Telecaster that's also wide range. That these wide ranges I think are pretty good, because it does have a good balance of low, like kind of sounding more mid sounding and bassier, but not too bassy and not too trebly. It's kind of a good balance. So this is a great guitar here. Again, super, you know, good quality, made in Mexico. This right here, this was released recently. You can feel the difference. I'd say the neck is also, again, super nice. This is the Mustang P90 version that came out, the Mustang 90 they're calling it. And as you see, they did the switching where it's just three-way, kind of like a Duosonic. And these pickups sound amazing. They're great. You know, if you're not a humbucker guy and you're not a single coil, right here I think is in the middle. You know, there's something unique I can't describe right now, but the P90 sound is very unique. That you can, it's very distinct versus the wide range. I mean, these are going to sound totally different. They're all going to sound totally different, every one of them. So anyway, this is another good one, a keeper. I definitely got this. I would never resell that. The next, I'd say, what I really do back to this Mustang here, the Pawnshop special here, Mustang special. The neck is just so, I think they put a tint on it as well, but it's just so nice with that tint. I think the Kurt Cobain has that as well. It really makes a difference. These ones more so are satin finish. I think I like that tint better, but the necks all still feel the same. You could probably do a little bit of cleaning on the frets. The frets weren't that pokey at all on that Mustang P90. So here's the 1965. Check this out. Original 1965. See the streaks in it there, and the all original. The checking in the paint, and that's not an actual whammy bar or vibrato. I actually put another one on. I just like this one better. It's not even a real Mustang vibrato. So this was made in 1965 right here. An original, all original. Everything's original on this. The pickups, the switching, electronics. If you open this up right here, you can see this date stamp. I think it was January 65 or February 65. I don't know. But it shows the stamp on the body of the year, 65, and on the neck heel on the inside. This, you know, obviously with some age, as you can see, just look how beautiful that is. I don't know. With some age, it sounds amazing. You'll get your good surf rock sounds out of this. But this was made out in the factory in 1965. It's pretty awesome. Look at that. If only I picked this up at Guitar Center actually, and used, of course, haha, and vintage. And so it's vintage, so the vintage section. But I wonder what the story or who owned it and kind of what the background is. I lived in LA at the time, so came from California, so who knows who owned this at one point. And you know, but it's in pretty good condition, I'd say. So again, this is original, it's 1965. And again, it's interesting, playing in the 1965, let's flash forward to 2017, okay? Here's this one that's pretty popular. This is the Pau Fiero fretboard. I don't really make bones about it. I think that the red rosewood looks cooler, personally. I mean, you know, yeah, it's a little more, you know, redder, but some people are, you know, are panicking about, oh, it's, you know, rosewood, you know, and I'm sure there's a difference, but I don't really, it's cool. I mean, it's something different, the Pau Fiero. And the neck here, the headstock, again, the bodies all feel the same. This right here, I've done a video on. So this came out, these run about 500 bucks. And you can see they changed the switching to make it a little more simplistic. So you just have the, almost like a Duosonic. But this is a great guitar here. And finally, last but not least, is this here. This is a $150 Squire Mustang. And you can definitely, again, this neck feels different, actually. This is a little slimmer than those necks. A little bit slimmer, and you have a little bit, you don't have kind of just the, almost not bare wood, but it's not really finished. It doesn't feel like it's finished. I'm sure they finished it with something, but it's not really, it feels kind of, it's smooth. But, you know, again, not the quality, of course, as these. This is crafted in Indonesia. Super light, but these pickups are great. I mean, these pickups are pretty spot on. I mean, I wouldn't change them. You know, I didn't want to buy this and just upgrade everything. I actually wanted to have a $150 guitar that I liked, and I do. I mean, it's perfect. The humbuckers are great. They're pretty loud, and just you know, they never let me down. So this is kind of my little collection here of Mustangs, and you know, if you're a fan of Fender and Mustangs, you know, this is, you know, hopefully that maybe gave you some tips or something. You know, go ahead and put a comment if you're interested in any of them, or you want any more info or anything on them. I can tell you if you're a fellow, you know, fan of Mustangs. I've gone through a lot of Mustangs, and can give you any tips or any advice. Or if you like to talk about it, start a discussion, that's great too. So that's about it. Just these are my Mustangs here. And, you know, feel free to like or dislike and subscribe, please. I'd love to, you know, start a network of people here, other musicians, other people interested in gear that like to kind of talk about gear. And I love to hear your input. And I learn from everybody. I've learned from some pretty cool people that have posted before some of my other videos. And I'd love to hear any of your comments or any opinions you have, or just, you know, share a story about a Mustang that you've owned. That'd be cool too. So thanks for watching.